Welcome back to my kitchen. Today I'm going to teach you how to make la Tortilla Espanola, Spanish tortilla, which is probably my most favorite thing I've ever learned to make in our travels. It is the national dish of Spain, and you can get it anywhere. It's available breakfast, lunch, or dinner, but we ate it most when we were walking the Camino de Santiago not quite 2 years ago. We would eat it usually twice a day, breakfast and lunch. So let's learn how to make this kind of complicated but oh so delicious dish from Spain. So first of all, we're going to start with 2 pounds of potatoes, and I'm using Yukon Gold potatoes, but you can use russet potatoes. If you're using russet potatoes, peel them, wash them, and slice them really thin. I'm using Yukon Gold, and so I didn't peel them completely. I just peeled off the blemishes and took some of the skin off. But the skin is so thin on a Yukon Gold, and it adds a lot of flavor. So these have been sitting here in the bowl for about 10 minutes with salt on them. And I've tried to cut them all about the same width, and they're ready to go into the hot oil, which I've already have heating up here on my stove. Most Spanish tortilla recipes say to cook the potatoes in olive oil, which you can do, but I usually use vegetable oil. Olive oil is much less expensive outside of the United States, but in the USA it's kind of pricey. So I think vegetable oil tastes just fine for this process. So into the hot oil, my potatoes go. As they cook, they're going to break apart a little bit, and that's okay. You just want to get them nice and not crispy, just almost creamy. But they're going to cook for about 20 minutes, so that's going to take some time. Next, I've sliced up a sweet onion. This is a Walla sweet actually, but you can use a yellow onion or you can use a white onion. Don't use a red onion though. And also on the potatoes, don't use red potatoes for that either. We're going to caramelize the onion now in a separate pan, which is really hot. I've got a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of this pan. Oopsie. And that's going to cook for about 20 minutes. I'm going to cut these a little bit smaller. Get it nice and sweet and caramelized and brown. And in a little while, we'll be adding that to the potatoes and the egg mixture. The potatoes will take about 20 minutes. The onion, anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. Just got to keep your eye on it, depending on how your stove is. So while that's happening, we are going to beat the eggs. We're going to have 8 eggs, and I have these beautiful eggs from my stepbrother's chickens, and it's one of the reasons I thought today would be a great day to make Spanish tortilla, because these eggs are so fresh and lovely. So we're going to use 8 of these. So a Spanish tortilla is nothing like a Mexican tortilla. Some people will call it a Spanish omelet, but it's nothing like an omelet. If I can compare it to anything, it's more like a frittata or a crustless quiche. But it's honestly not that much like either of those things either. It's crispy all around on the outside, both top and bottom, and creamy potato egg yum in the middle. The first time I had it, I thought it had cheese in it because it was so creamy on the middle, but it doesn't. Let's see, what do I got? 2, 4, 6. Here we go. A couple more. And it's just such a lovely dish. Some people like it hot. Some people like to add other vegetables to it than we're adding here today. I prefer it room temperature, but it's good hot too. It's just everything about it. All right, let's beat the eggs. The color of these eggs, can you see them? Oh, they're so, oh, I spilled it. They're so pretty. Those are lovely chickens who give us some lovely eggs. Okay, now our eggs are beat, our potatoes are cooking, our onions are cooking. Now all we have to do is let it cook, and I'll come back and see you in just a few minutes. See you in a bit. Hey, we're back making Spanish tortilla in the Lund kitchen. So the caramelized onions are done, and I didn't mention that you should caramelize your onions in a stainless steel pan. And this pan I have here, I've had, I don't know, 35 years. It's a Cuisinart pan. It's a beautiful pan, one of my favorite things in my kitchen. I think I can show it to you here. Beautiful caramelized onion. So we're gonna just let that sit for a second. And our potatoes are almost ready. We're gonna put a little bit of salt and pepper in our eggs. Fresh ground pepper, always the best. And mix that up a little bit. We have to let the potatoes cool down before we put them in the eggs. And we're going to do that in this strainer. I should mention also that this pan I'm using for the potatoes is the same pan I'm going to cook the tortilla in, because it's already well greased. It's the perfect size. This is actually a Pampered Chef pan that I don't even remember when I got this pan, but it's really nice because it's got a real heavy bottom, so I use it a lot. Turn off the heat and try to not make a huge mess here. Okay, we're gonna let that strain for just a minute and cool down, and then we'll add it to our potatoes. I'll be right back. And with the magic of television, here we are again. So we have our potatoes that are cool and drained going into our 8 eggs that we've added only some salt and pepper to. Here they go. They smell so good. They're still a little hot, but that's okay. And now, whoop, kind of messy. We're going to turn the stove back on to a medium heat, not too hot. This pan still has lots of oil in it, which is good. Try to get some up on the sides. We're going to put our caramelized onions in here with the potatoes and the eggs. Mix that all together. Sometimes in Spain, you'll get a tortilla that doesn't have onions. Sometimes you'll get one with zucchini and broccoli, and those are not the most popular ones though. But this one I'm making today is supposed to serve 4 people, but I think Arnie and I will eat the whole thing, or we'll have it for breakfast in the morning. So we really love it. And I'll serve this with just a simple spinach salad tonight for our dinner. Okay, so we've got our pan on medium, and this is our eggs, onions, and potatoes going into our pan. Okay, now this is going to cook for 6 to 8 minutes, and then the hardest part of this whole recipe, you have to flip it. And if it doesn't work, I probably won't be posting this video on YouTube. I've had some spectacular failures with this recipe, and I've had some really good results. And honestly, what I've learned in all the times I've made this recipe is it has so much to do with the pan that you use. So be sure you have a pan that you can handle. Can't be too heavy. And also, you're going to need to put a plate on top of it when it's cooked. We're going to put this plate on top and flip it. My dishes are all square. I don't have any round plates. So that's really important that you make sure that you use a pan, that you have a plate that it's going to fit on. After we flip it, we're going to slide it back into the pan and cook the other side. The first time I had Tortilla Espanola. I thought it had been baked in the oven because it's cooked all the way around, but it's completely done on the stovetop. So our pan is cooking, our eggs are cooking, and we'll be right back. Here we are again. Okay, this is the big reveal. It's a very important moment in the life of a Spanish tortilla. So I have this rubber spatula, and I went around the edges of my Spanish tortilla and I melted my spatula, so don't do that. Okay, now I'm going to take the Spanish tortilla. I'm going to show it to you here so you can see, I hope, that it still has a lot of liquid in the center. We have the heat on medium-low, and you might notice that I've put on an apron because this is the messy part. And like I said before, I've failed at this a couple of times. So don't worry, it's not the end of the world. Keep trying because it's worth it in the end. In the final product, you want it to be nice and creamy on the inside, so you don't want to overcook it. All right, I'm bringing this over here so that you can see me do this. And I'm not exactly sure how this is going to work. I need my iPads, definitely. And I'm going to attempt to do this. Okay, don't laugh at me, because it's kind of hard. I really should do it over the sink, but that's not where my video is. So I'm going to see if I can do it. 1, 2, oh my God, it's so heavy. That's part of the problem. 1, 2, oh my God, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Kind of runny. Now I need to carefully slide it back into the pan. You don't want to take too much time to do this because it needs to continue cooking. Into the pan it goes. All of the goodies. It worked. Okay, back on the stove. Ta-da! Beautiful. Okay, so it's gonna cook. Got a little bit hanging off the edges here. Clean it up. It's gonna cook for about 3 more minutes. Ooh, it looks really nice. And then I'm gonna show you the final product. Yay, it worked, hooray! I'll be right back. Okay, we're back again. So this is a bit of a production. It may not seem worth it, but it really, really is. So I hope you'll try this recipe. So our tortilla is now done. It looks so beautiful in the pan. And now we're going to slide it carefully onto our serving tray. Oh my gosh, that looks so good. Turn off the heat. And I'm gonna let it sit here for a couple of minutes to cool down while I make a salad to have with us for our dinner. And then we'll just slice it up like a quiche. It's a really, really delicious recipe from beautiful Spain. La Tortilla Espanola, deliciosa. Gracias. See you next time.